We all have our different opinions about witches. Some people like them and want to become them, or some think they are creepy people who should not exist. But this may be because they scare them. Some think they bring bad luck, and most of the time, bad things happen around them. In Macbeth, you can find darkness throughout the course of the book, and it involves a lot of time with the witches. Wherever the witches meet is taking place in the night, most of the time in rainy conditions. Witches are perceived as secret women who only come out at night. By the prickling of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. The witches are able to make dangerous things and evil things happen, like the killings of innocent people. We know that whenever the witches are seen in the book, it has generally taken place during the night, and they always have bad news to bring. For example, the killing of Duncan and Banquo, which brings some darkness to Macbeth. Some of the characters in Macbeth do not like the witches because of the terrible things that happen after they speak. For example, Banquo says, "The instruments of darkness tell us truths," which in this case he is referring to the witches as instruments of darkness who bring bad things to good people. In the first act, the play opens up with thunder and lightning, and the description is of a dark night. This sets the play off with an eerie feeling, perhaps one of danger. The arrival of the witches, who, with their "fair is foul and foul is fair" chant, get the play to start off with an eerie feeling of darkness, which then follows with bad weather. The weird sisters always appear in thunder and either vanish mysteriously or are swallowed up in a mist. Darkness plays an important role in Macbeth, and the witches are one of the main factors that cause all of the darkness to happen. They can decide whether something good or bad will happen, which is why people do not like to be around. Candles are an element of light in Macbeth that are used throughout the course of the play. Candles are used throughout the play to metaphorically protect the bearer of light from evil forces, or to bring to attention something that was once a mystery. Lady Macbeth carries around a candle for most of Act 5, when she's finally gone mad, to protect herself from evil forces of darkness. Eventually, though, the forces of darkness prevail over light, and Lady Macbeth commits suicide. The candle is now burnt out. Macbeth, after hearing of Lady Macbeth's successful attempt at suicide, says, quote, "Out, out, brief candle," end quote. Act 5, Scene 1, which can be taken as a metaphor for his wife's short and unexpected death. Candle and torchlight appear in a number of different scenes in the play. In Act 3, Scene 2, as Banquo rides through the courtyard bearing a torch, he mutters to himself, quote, "There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out," end quote. When he says this, we know immediately that the course of the scene is going to be altered by darkness into a fatal spiral. When Banquo is murdered, his torchlight immediately goes out, which again symbolizes the evil forces of death associated with darkness, taking over and overpowering the goodness, life, and virtue that come with light. There are many murders that take place in Macbeth, and they all represent the symbols of lightness and darkness. In simple terms, when Macbeth murders Duncan, or anybody for that matter, their death is similar to a light being turned out, if light is associated with life and consciousness. Likewise, being asleep is associated with darkness because it is night, and people do not see when they are asleep. Murder is putting someone into a permanent sleep, in a way. Macbeth's most significant murder was his first murder of King Duncan. This took place at night, when it is dark. So, darkness provides a setting for murder because it cloaks the deed from being revealed. Quote, "Come, thick night, and impale thee the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark," end quote. Act 1, Scene 5. To a mind occupied with wickedness, much like Macbeth's, the darkness at nighttime also impairs the sight of physical objects, allowing for the cognitive darkness to create imaginary objects to induce murder. Quote, "Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee," end quote. Act 2, Scene 1.